Line, affiliated to 3 FM and of course TV3. NPP clearly lost because 2 million of our supporters didn't vote. And this is Akomea speaking. I read. Now, based on the 2024 presidential results announced by the Electoral Commission, about 2 million of the new Patriotic Party supporters who voted in 2020 did not vote in 2024. Now, the managing director of the State Transport Corporation, Nana Akomea, has said clearly, he said the NPP lost due to apathy. He observed that the votes obtained by President-elect John Dramani Mahama in 2024 were the same number of votes he got in 2020. Speaking on Peace FM's Kokroko. Now, the former director of communications of the NPP said the same 6.3 million votes he had in 2020, that was the same results he had in 2024. Now, if you look at the NPP's vote from 6.7 million in 2020, it has dropped to 4.6 million. And about 2 million NPP members who voted in 2020 didn't vote in 2024. Clearly, the NPP lost the elections because of our supporters who did not vote. Nana Akomea is a man I have a personal relationship with. We don't meet and talk, but when we do meet or speak on the phone, it's full of respect. This is an irresponsible way of analyzing election results. Better still, Nana Akomea is a bad loser. My brother, my sister, even in football, there is something that is called fair play. Now, whether you are a loser or a winner, you are supposed to stretch a hand and shake and congratulate, depending on whether you are the winner or the loser. My brother, in elections, we have 3 types of votes. You either vote yes or no. There is a third one, which is abstinence. You abstain. It's a vote. Listen to me. I said when you go for elections, there are 3 ways you can represent your nation using the ballot. You either vote yes or no, or you can go ahead and leave a blank ballot. That is a way of voting. Now, if you don't appear at all, it is also another way of saying that I have lost interest in this election. I don't have a choice. So many things could have happened to a man to say that he will not be able to make it to the polling station. It might not necessarily be apathy. My brother, in these times when the economy has become so terrible, how many people would like to spend 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours just to vote for dirty, criminal-minded politicians who are not ready to listen to them, like Nana Akufo-Addo did? His own MPs, 90 and over, approached him with an olive branch on their knees, begging him to listen to them. He said no, he would not listen to them until they pushed him with press conferences and the rest, and he decided to meet them finally. Even with that, 14 solid months, he still kept the cancer of a finance minister. My brother, my sister, for Nana Akomea to be speaking like this, I feel so disheveled. And I am beginning to see him as a bad loser. Nobody chained NPP voters from going out there to vote. Neither was any NDC voter chained from voting. If the NDC was able to speak out to its bad governance, they have already voted. It's a vote against your party. If your members granted that all 2 million voters were even NPP voters, but because of your bad leadership and bad governance, they all decided that they would not vote. They have voted against you. That is the meaning. I am sad that we can all play the ostrich like this. You have lost an election in record numbers. You have been humiliated beyond every reason. Your presidential candidate could not even wait 24 hours. Thanks to him, we have peace in Ghana. If Bawumia hadn't gone out there to accept defeat and gentlemanly, he said they had lost decisively. Your people have lost interest in you. This party will take several trillions of years to bounce back. You need a really good man to be able to reorganize this party. You have disrespected Ghanaians. Ghanaians spoke out of hunger and anger. Ghanaians were not ready for you anymore because of your arrogant president and your unserious vice president who only knew how to dance off beat. And he's so hyped as the economic waste kid, yet he's only a blacksmith and not an Adam Smith. To Nana Akomea, finally, please stop these jokes. You lost. Accept it. If your people refuse to vote, it means they have voted against you. They knew that if they did not vote, it was going to. It's even worse than voting. Not voting is worse than voting. It means they are so tired of you, they don't care what happens to you. My brother, my sister, it is what it is. To reorganize this party, it will take the whole of Manchia, will take the whole of Ghana, will take off the whole Africa, the whole world to pour libation, to cover the sea before you return. Now the next thing I want to look at is taken from Ghana Web, and it says last minute recruitments, payments intercepted by Mahama transition team. And I read, now the spokesperson for President-elect John Dramani Mahama's transition team, Felix Kwachofosu, has expressed concerns over last minute recruitments and payment issues ongoing at some government agencies under the outgoing Akufo-Addo-led administration. Now, according to the media, after the first day of work, the transition team, led by, I take this again, speaking to the media after the first day of work for the transition team, Kwachofosu stated that these actions could have serious financial implications for the incoming administration. Now, according to him, it was revealed through the transition process that a payment of 240 million was made to an entity that had conducted business with the Electricity Company of Ghana, raising concerns over the timing and the limited time left for the outgoing government to leave office. Graphic.com reports. There were a few issues that came up that generated some discussion. Amongst them was the worrying issue of last-minute recruitments and payments in some ministries, departments, and agencies. He's quoted as saying by Graphic.com. Is this new at all? This is what politicians are good at. When they realize they have lost an election, they scrape the coffers dry, as if to say, we don't care what happens to the incoming government. We are living. The same thing that happened in 1958 in Guinea-Conakry. When the French administration was rejected by Ahmed Sékou Touré, my brother, my sister, you know what happened? Interesting things happened. The French administration decided to break down every infrastructure that they had built in pre-colonial, in fact, in colonial Guinea. They poured concrete into drainage and sewage conduits, sealing out all these things, drainage that they had built. All the drainage systems in Guinea were blocked with concrete. The red lines were destroyed. Plutocracy Pro Max. I see videos all over the place. People stealing cement, iron rod, fertilizer, looting the nation. Nana Akufo-Addo has issued a statement that every government official should return the vehicle that they used whilst in power and in office. Should you be told this before common sense tells you? The car is not for you. It's for the state. If you are not a thief, if you are leaving office, you must leave the car behind. But the thieves that we are in government, we steal everything. It's so annoying. That is why our country is finding it difficult to stand on its 2 feet. Go to Nima and see how people are struggling for a living. Go to Ashaiman and see. Go to Shukura and see. Go to the slums of Accra and beyond and see how people are struggling to even eat once a day. Yet all the tax money is stolen by politicians. And when they are leaving office, this is what they are doing. They are paying 240 million Ghana cedis to an outfit that did business with Electricity Company of Ghana. And they are doing it in the last few days before they leave office. They've lost the elections. Is this the democracy that we're expecting? Now, Nana Akufo-Addo is saying something, and I would like to share that with you before I leave you. My brother, my sister. Hey, there are things happening in this country. Oh. So many things are happening in this country. Well, listen to this. Nana Akufo-Addo says he would leave Mahama with the best conditions to serve the nation. My brother, my sister, it is so sad. This is what Nana Akufo-Addo is saying. He's saying that he's going to leave office and Mahama will take over, after he told us a few weeks back that he will never hand over power to a man that he has defeated 2 times. Today, finally, he's returning to that vomit, and he's telling everybody in the world that he would leave the best conditions of service for Mahama to take over. My brother, and this is contained in all the, portals and news sites. Listen, man. It's a shame what Nana Akufo-Addo is saying. What are the best conditions? The destroyed economy? What are the best conditions Nana Akufo-Addo would leave for Mahama? The destroyed economy? The apathy? The unpatriotic behavior? The mass looting? The heritage of plutocracy? What at all is Nana Akufo-Addo referring to as the best conditions of service? My brother, my sister, I am hurt. Look where the nation has been brought to. So much borrowing. I truly sympathize with Mahama. How is Mahama going to deal with this? You have been able to borrow as much as 11 trillion American dollars. Borrowing alone. When Mahama was in power for the 4 years, you know how much he borrowed? 3.5 million American dollars. And you have gone all the way to 11 trillion, we are told. What kind of dirty borrowing is this? Is this the best of conditions for Mahama to take over? I truly sympathize with Mahama. to be very honest with you, if I were Mahama, I will get more spiritual and get some powerful advisors, really powerful ones. Not party minds, people who think outside the party and think outside politics and only think Ghana and Africa. He needs such people around him. Because at this point, I sympathize with him. He can't sleep. His phone will be ringing night and day. People are lobbying for positions. Those who supported the party with 2 pesos will all be calling him. Oh, remember, I gave you 2 pesos when you came to Takwa. My son just finished school. I don't know if you can get him DC in the village. My brother, my sister, even me. If I tell you the number of people who are sending me their CVs, asking me if I can get them appointment. I don't even have any connection with Mahama. The last time I met Mahama was in Nkrumah when I went to perform. And I saw him sitting somewhere. Shook his hand and said, "Good afternoon." Apart from that day, I don't remember the last time I saw Mahama or spoke with Mahama. That is what this country is all about. They think that when you speak truth to power and it favors a certain group of people, it means you are looking for some kind of benefit. We speak for what it is. There's something here that my producer says we should look at. I honestly did not want to look at it, but he says, let's look at it, Blakk Rasta, briefly before we go. U.S. applauds Mahama, Bawumia, and EC for peaceful elections. And I read, the United States has congratulated President-elect John Dramani Mahama over his victory in the just-ended general elections. Now, the U.S., in a statement by its Secretary of State, J. Blinken, said, the United States congratulates President-elect John Mahama on a successful election campaign following the declaration of results by Ghana's Electoral Commission. We extend further congratulations to Vice President-elect Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman on becoming Ghana's first female vice president. Now, the country further commended Ghana's Electoral Commission, its officials, and the security forces for, doing the yeoman's job, right? It is what it is, my brother. Any which way. We need to start practicing true independence. If we want to look at America, we will never practice true independence. If we want to go by the yardstick of the West, we will never ever succeed as a nation. And this is what I want the president-elect to know. If you want to play by the rules of America, forget your democracy, forget your nation growing. No wonder Trump has told you already, America first. Whatever the Americans do, they are looking at what will benefit America. They are not looking at your country because they are so charitable. My brother, my sister, England came into Africa and looted a lot from us, stole from us. Today we are asking England to return some of those things. They told us the best they can do is to loan them to us. And after that they come and get them back. You've stolen from me. I want my things back. You tell me no, I only give it to you as a loan. Look at what is happening in the Francophone countries. They are on resources. They are on money. When they need money, they can only borrow up to about 20% of all that they have there. If it's more than that, France can refuse that. And if the governments refuse to continue sending resources to France, you know what France does? A coup d'etat is imminent in those countries. That is why Mali and the rest are all standing against France today. It's time to break away from this slavery and colonialism. If your nation says it's not interested in LGBTQI+, so be it. It's not everything that Ghana loves that is loved by America. So America must love Ghana and appreciate Ghana and respect Ghana for its own values. The values of Ghana are not the values of America, and vice versa. So when you see them congratulating you like this and praising you, My brother, they are coming with a hook. It's going to hook you soon. Very soon they will start telling you, you are a different president. You are better than all the African presidents. You are wise. That is terrible. It is slavish. It's the Willie Lynch syndrome. They single you out. When they realize you are a threat, they heave you with praises so that you will lose your guard, and then they will swallow you. Oh, how I wish everybody was listening to this. If you want to succeed, don't play by the rules of America. If you want to succeed as an African nation, don't play by the rules of England. What they eat is not what we eat. Our conditions of living here will never be their conditions of living. Some of them, if they come into this country and stay here for less than a month, they will die. The sun is too hot for them. A lot of us, when we travel there, we catch frostbite. What we eat, if they try to eat that, my brother, they will block their intestines and die. So why do you want to live by their standards? Why do you want to live by their whims and caprices? Live by your own whims and caprices. Anyway, I don't want to turn this into a lecture. Let me leave it here. But the reason is, I pray that the apathy gives way to care, love, and wisdom. Finally, I pray that better things happen to this nation. It's been the voice of the patriot.